they've been born in Ghana and they move to Europe, and some of them completely forget the language.
Yeah.
Have you actually experienced that? Can you still speak your mother tongue?
Yeah, I can speak it with an English twang. You know, I've been here for a very, very long time. But yeah, it does happen. It does happen. There's one occasion when I was in Ghana. I remember when I went back in 2001, I think, and I saw an Asian guy, Indian guy, speaking fluent Tree. And I was like, you know, okay, if you can speak fluent Tree, then what about me? So I just, I made a pledge from then onwards, I'm only going to speak Tree on this holiday. So, you know, it's you forget because you speak English so much and sometimes forget the language, as it were. But yeah, I can speak it anyway. I can speak Tree.
What do you love about Ghanaian culture?
The warmth. The warmth of Ghanaians. To be amongst Ghanaians when you hear them or hear us speaking that language, it's so nice. The love is there, but we've lost our ways. There's a word called siatra. Like when you think you know it above everyone, you're better than. That's what is killing us. We should be humble. When a child meets an adult should embrace that child. But no, some adults still have the old mentality. They say, no, this boy, I look at him, the way he's been taught. No. They have a saying, say, woba, if your child poo on your leg, do you chop off your leg? No, you clean away the poo and then get back on your feet and embrace your child and correct your child. Our children are growing up now, and we have to be prepared to embrace whatever they come with, and then we as adults must correct them if we need to, even if they don't listen. We have to be prepared to advise. The door should always be open for our children. Nkrumah opened the doors for even Americans, black Americans, to come back home. Some came, some were duped, but they came home. How many blind people can you say, I'm going to make you see? And they say yes. The moment they open their eyes and see the truth, they say, no, this is not what Nkrumah promised us. I want to have my eyes shut. That is sad. People be crying.
I'm now going to ask you a couple of questions surrounding Ghanaian independence. And I'm going to ask you a true or false question.
Okay.
And you can elaborate your answer as to why it's true or false. When Ghana gained independence from Britain was still in control of foreign policy, trade and defence, everything needed to run a country. True or false?
I believe it's true. That's through speaking with my granddad and watching certain documentaries. I heard that when Kwame Nkrumah was campaigning for presidency, and when he won, he was in prison for incitement and sedition. So they viewed him as a troublemaker. They thought he might be a little lapdog, and they found out he's really a Pan-African warrior, and he wanted his country back for his African people, not only Ghanaians but Africa as well. So yeah, when Britain handed over Ghana back to the people, they still had control of the reins, trying to control things, so it became neo-colonialism in a sense.
So it wasn't really sort of independence, it was more like...
I think it was more of an illusion that you're free to do what you want, we're just going to be in the background and make sure everything goes smooth. We're going to lower the British flag and raise the Ghanaian flag, but really it was a case of... and it was an illusion, I think.
Yeah, but no, of course it's true. Come on. If at the end of the day you said to me, I'm going to be the president, and I'm fool enough to think I'm going to run my economy. No, they will always have things in place. That's what Ghana... Take it away. Take Nkrumah, take Buzia, take a Champon, take Nana Jerry Rawlings, all the great leaders that we've had, we've been blessed with, right? Ghana, we're still in debt. How many of them came to fulfill what Nkrumah left behind? Yes, say, oh papa, eje bibi ho, oba no abetwaso. When your father leaves something unfinished, come and finish it. But we don't have that love to do it. But no, rather I will come and then I'll mess it up more. I'll take it my way. When another leader comes, they'll take it their way. We need love. Love, man. Love. That's all we need. Ghana need love. And let's stop this bickering. We are learning the European ways. Huh? We are learning the European ways. And at the end of the day, if you're not careful, we will be back to when Prempeh the first, I believe, and the mother kneeled down to the British to beg for forgiveness. And even that image should be something that school children should be looking at and say, no, that should never happen. But hey, it did. Are we proud of it? Some of us don't even know. And it's still going on.
Ghanaian independence symbolised the end of British colonial rule. It once stood for the beacon of self-sufficiency and a country capable of governing itself. Nowadays we see a lot of our generation celebrating Ghanaian independence, right? Do you feel that the message of independence, self-sufficiency and going forward and governing ourselves has been lost?
Totally. I totally agree with that. I think probably 90% of people that, probably more, that go there just go there for the drinks, the food, the celebration, the dancing, the women, the men, depending on what, you know. So yeah, I think that message has definitely been lost. But it's good to reinforce what the significance of the independence was, being the first sub-Saharan country to be independent. So yeah, definitely, and why Nkrumah, what Nkrumah stood for in terms of the whole movement. So yeah, definitely.
Do you feel that the message of independence and self-sufficiency has been lost?
I think so. I don't think many people know what the forefathers of that time had to go through and what they actually fought for. What did liberation actually mean? They were trying to liberate their country from invaders. Now, Ghana independence, you think of a flyer and free entry before 11 o'clock. It's nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. The message has been wildly lost. You've got little groups that try and fight for liberation in the sense of reparations of mind and self. But for the most part, it's an excuse to kind of celebrate. I'm not saying there's nothing to celebrate. I mean, it's good. You're kind of tapping into a part of your culture by celebrating Ghana independence, but you have to look at the bigger picture of what were they actually fighting for.
But it's essential to remember it.
There's a quote from Kwame Nkrumah. He had many speeches that influenced people.
Yeah.
That sort of Pan-African mindset.
That's it.
I've got a quote here. I want you to make sense of, what you think in your own words this means.
Yeah.
Okay. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. Kwame Nkrumah.
Yeah,
what was Kwame telling us?
Powerful. I've always trying to say in the sense is that Ghana cannot go on this journey alone. It has to be the catalyst for other African countries, and it was, as you know, it was for them to gain their independence as well. As a prelude, obviously, to African Union, and the self-sufficiency comes from obviously every African having the ability to trade and to be self-sufficient, and that couldn't have been done. Off the back of Ghana alone, had to be the whole continent. So I think that's what he meant by.
What is Kwame Nkrumah telling us?
Well, at the time of Ghana's liberation, Ghana was not the only country under colonial rule. In fact, when Ghana was liberated, Ghana lent money to other countries to help them in their struggle to free themselves from colonial rule. He saw the concept of United States of Africa, that whole unity. So what he was saying is, it's okay that we're okay, but we have to look at our brothers and sisters across the way. It's not just about Ghana, because we can't survive on the continent if we're free and everyone else is oppressed. So that's what he meant.
No. If one person is free, remember, all black in the Africa countries and land, we're all the same. If I cannot embrace my other brothers and sisters outside that, there's no point. It's as simple as that. The same in the house. If you say you love your daddy, you love your mommy, But the moment you go out, someone else's mommy you don't love. So what are you actually saying? You're lying to yourself. You don't really love your mommy and daddy. You're only saying that in order to make mommy and daddy feel they're loved. But when you go out, you're cursing other people's mother. And the same curse will come back onto you. And how does it come back onto you? Your children one day will come and do exactly what you're doing to someone else's father. So how Dr. Nkrumah is saying it's important for all of us to feel freedom. But while you're feeling the good vibe, as Uncle Bob Marley will say, your next door neighbor should feel the same vibe, because it's the same. The wind, the air that goes through my nostril and comes back out, someone else breathes it in another country.